this weekend. And I'm happy to say that this meditation is going deeper and deeper, and people are absolutely transforming themselves right in front of my eyes. It was really an extraordinary weekend. It's something that I'm really honored that I can do and that I can use this energy to pass on to people and help them in their lives. And I'm very grateful for the, please try and stop moving, will you? I'm very grateful for those people who attended and made the effort to come from all over, literally, even somebody from Brazil was there. Uh, Dan, you got to stop moving. Even somebody from Brazil was there, and it was quite an amazing weekend. And something I hope that those of you that didn't attend get the opportunity to attend. It can do nothing but make your spiritual life deeper and help you to grow and transform a lot of the blocks and tensions that are keeping you from truly, reaching the highest possible levels that we can reach. It was an amazing weekend. I mean, I'm still a little bit in awe of it and a little bit in shock that still at this point in my life, I can still do this kind of thing. It's amazing, which is a testament to this meditation, you get to be older and your inner life gets younger. And that's really an important element because it's the internal life that determines how young or old a person really is. So, thank you. Those of you who came, those of you who didn't, you're welcome to attend. We're having another one in October. Right now, I think there's about 5 places available. I think 13 people have signed up. 14? There are 4 places available. And, if you want to attend, let us know so that we can put your name down and you can be part of the retreat. It'll be in October, I think, the first weekend in October. I think it's 7th and 8th or something, October. So we'll have a meditation class, and that if anyone has questions afterward, I'm more than happy to try to answer them.
Stuart, I do.
Yes.
This question is based on something that happened a couple of hours ago that really shook me up. The question is, how can I possibly go through life with a strong, open heart, but not be an open wound when I step outside of my apartment?
You know how often I'm asked this question, Michael? I mean, it's all the time I hear this question from people. Look, the point of the meditation class is to build a system inside yourself in the class, the receiving of Shakti, the receiving of nourishment and development of a chakra system that's strong enough to be able to cross the bridge between the meditation class and whatever you do in the rest of your life. The meditation class is like a gym. You come here to work out. You're working out chakras, their psychic muscles. You're strengthening them, you're building and developing them. And they're absolutely worthless if you can't leave the meditation hall and to be able to recognize that whatever you do during the day, good, bad, indifferent, whatever it is, it's there to teach you something about yourself, and it's there to help you to grow in your life. So the point of the meditation class is, as I say, you go to the gym to work out, to build muscles, to get stronger, and that's the point of this class, to develop an inner life. And then you don't leave it here. You take it with you into whatever you do during the day. And there are always going to be hard, difficult, stupid situations that arise, and And they come as tests. Have we developed a chakra system that can deal with this kind of tension? And if you haven't developed it, it's telling you got to go back to ground zero and you got to work on yourself to get stronger inside. Those kinds of situations that are negative, they're teachers. They're telling you about yourself. And instead of, running away from them, it's to listen and say, okay, I have not developed that capacity yet. I really need to work on myself. And you'll discover that it's so interesting how the strength comes to deal with so many situations that are impossible to deal with when the chakra system is weak inside a human being. I don't think there's anything negative in life. Even the situations that appear to be negative, they're just teaching us about us. We haven't gotten strong enough to deal with them yet. And once you get that kind of inner strength, you can turn around that negativity in seconds, literally in seconds. But one needs training. You need to attend classes that help you build the kind of system that I'm talking about. Otherwise, it doesn't come. It's not, it could be what I do. It could be what somebody else does. I'm not in competition with anybody. I live with the belief that whatever works. But, you have to build that kind of system because there's always going to be something to come along to test you. Always, always. I've been doing this a lot longer than everyone here, and trust me, stuff comes along all the time and tests me. I've learned how to laugh at it, and that really makes it a lot easier just to look at it and say, all right, God, this is your test now. If it upsets me, I will get stronger inside myself. I will learn from what this experience is here to teach me. And then nothing is negative. You have transformed negative situations into situations you can learn from, to grow, to build yourself as a human being. I talk about this a lot, And as I said it last weekend, I said, the reason I talk about it a lot is a spiritual life is impossible to build until we develop most facets of our humanity. Human beings have a spiritual life. Not people that walk around burning incense and wearing robes and, namaste and et cetera. That's all, a bunch of nonsense. But people that have joy in them, that have love in them, that kindness in them, that are strong enough to be able to deal with these impossible situations that arise in life without allowing them to throw them off balance. That's a spiritual life. And it only occurs because we develop all of these different aspects of our humanity.
Thank you.
Because you begin to realize nothing is negative. Just how we see the world. Are we strong enough to be able to not get irritated because one of our relatives does something we don't like? I've said it a million times. The teacher is life. Meditation is part of life. The streets are part of life. The job is part of life. Family is part of life. All of it is there to teach us. And when you begin to see the world that way, nothing is negative. It's just a teacher telling you exactly who and what you are at that given moment. You got to continue to work on yourself. You've arrived. You've managed to get strong enough to deal with something that was impossible, 2 years ago.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I hope that's not only clear to you, Michael, but to everybody else. I mean, these classes are like Fort Dix, it's like basic training. You have to go through the basic training to learn how to open and let life be your teacher. Does anyone else have a question? I would like to ask?
Stuart, I have a question, Bob Sink.
Yes, Bob?
Can you talk about the necessity of courage in your inner work?
Well, look, it takes, let's call it courage, let's call it guts, to do, to look at yourself in the mirror and say, okay, I need to build a system that is strong enough to be able to transform all of these things that are inside me that are difficult for me to handle, and it takes courage to do that. You can't back down from yourself. It takes courage to be able to go out in the world and deal with all the bullshit that goes on in this world without allowing it to interfere with your spiritual life. To transform it, as I said before, into a teacher, somebody that helps you learn to grow. It takes guts, it takes courage. It takes a lot of chi, a lot of power in a human being to be able to do what I'm talking about. First of all, the courage to do it, to just admit that something is wrong and I got to fix it. Just that courage in itself is really important. And then to do it, to be up against all of the odds and everything that tells you it's impossible to do this, and learn how to do it. Do what is necessary in your life to learn how to do this. I mean, these are such important things to learn. And I mean, I can't tell you how many times I quaked on my way to Rudy's art gallery because I knew what was going to happen when I was there. I was going to be taken apart. And the only thing that kept me from not going is I had to finally get the courage in myself that said, Stuart, this is what you need. Stop the bullshit. This is what you need. Don't quake. Don't be afraid. Go there and do it. Because I knew every time I went and I sat around him, I left like a piece of shredded paper, But I knew what I needed, and I knew what he was doing. He was taking me apart. He was breaking down the blocks in me, the encumbrances in me, all the fortresses I had built inside myself. And I was a young kid. It took a lot of guts to go there 3 times a week, 4 times a week sometimes, and allow that process to take place. It took a lot of guts for me to go live in his house because I knew my life was going to be not easy because his very presence used to break me down. His energy was so strong. At the same time, it was kind, it was giving, it was full of love, and he really cared about the people that studied with them. But it was like putting your hand in a fire. Having a spiritual life takes a lot of guts. It really does. You can't hide from the world. And you can't hide more than anything else from yourself. Does anyone else have a question they would like to ask?
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, Bob. And let me put an addendum to all of that. You have to do it a step at a time. You know, you have to do it the same way you would eat a meal, a bite at a time. Don't try to consume a spiritual life in one. It'll just burn you alive. You have to step at a time, slowly building the system that enables you to do what I'm talking about. Does anyone else have a question? Okay, if there are no more questions, thank you. God bless you all. It takes a lot of guts for me to come here and do this. Your very presence breaks me down. It forces me to grow, and that means you got to break yourself down. So thank you. God bless you all. And there'll be a class, what is it, Monday? There'll be a class on Wednesday. Thank you.
Thank you, Stuart.
If you're interested in going to the retreat, get in touch with Jennifer and get a place, because there's only 4 places for October. So get in touch with her. So bless you all. Thank you. And I'm looking forward to seeing everybody on Wednesday.
Thank you.
Thank you.